Hello! If this is the first video you've ever watched of me, then you should probably know I am an arm wrestler, part-time destroyed tendons enjoyer, full-time drunk parties god, which means that by default I fall into the category of a person with a very strange and obscure hobby. Now usually if you do something super niche, let's say flunkyball or cycle polo, people have no idea what you're talking about. But with arm wrestling it's different, because literally everyone on this planet has heard of arm wrestling at least once in their lives, unless they are deaf. And that sounds good, right? At least people know what it is. Except no, because what happens instead is that some people are completely certain that they know how the sport works, even though they've done it once in their lives. And they also like to bring their own advice and knowledge. However, that knowledge sometimes makes me want to poke out my ears with a screwdriver. Now, I don't want to sound like an egotistical maniac who's been enlightened and knows everything. I get that it's probably not their fault. If I didn't do arm wrestling as a serious sport, I would probably think the same things. But when you've spent enough time on the table, hearing this stuff over and over again just makes your soul cry. So today we're gonna go through some of the largest arm wrestling myths there are, and we're gonna banish them to the spirit realm. The first myth we should talk about is that arm wrestling is just about pushing sideways. This is the most classic traditional argument. People see an arm wrestling match and yeah, on the surface it does look like two guys just pushing to the side. But that's like watching chess and saying, oh, they're just moving wood around the board. In reality, there is so much more going on. It's like a physics class combined with masculine misogyny. You've got angles, leverage, hand position, arm position, screaming.
Oh, there goes equipment.
I've heard this argument a few times, and it's a bit annoying when they say that it's just about pushing to the side. It's like an information they're trying to give. But it's even worse when I try to correct them and tell them something more about the sport. But they're adamant, they are certain that their version of seeing the sport is absolutely correct. I may tell them something about how it's about pulling and not pushing, and they will be like, no, it's about pushing, guy. Once in 1992 I pulled my cousin and I beat him, so don't tell me what you think you know. Now that's the moment where I believe every arm wrestler has the urge to completely slam their hand to the pad, to just shut them up. Now in that situation your ego is on the line. If you lose that match, you are completely done, finished, humiliated, reduced to an emotional pile of shit just laying on the floor. Myth number 2 is that arm wrestling is just about ego. Now this one's my personal favorite, or unfavorite, because it sounds so deep, but it's actually really dumb, because it's such a goofy argument, you know. Every sport at a high competitive level is in some way about ego, whether it's football, basketball, boxing or whatever. It's all about proving that you are better than someone else, than a different team or than a different individual. Arm wrestling isn't just two brain-dead idiots trying to see who's tougher. It's like chess with tendon soreness. You've got moves, you've got counters, mind games, setup games, fouls. It's about this combination of brute strength and pure strategy. And also about who can scare their opponent more with enough screaming.
His palm compromised. Oh, there goes equipment.
Myth number 3 is that bigger muscles equals a guaranteed win. This one is everywhere among non-arm wrestlers. People see a dude with a bicep that looks like it's been injected with synthol for 20 years straight, and they are certain that he's gonna destroy everyone in his path. But that's very rarely the case. Arm wrestling falls under the category of sleeper build sports. Just look at Mindaugas Terasaitis. Mindaugas looks like a regular dude you would see at a grocery store buying bread and milk, but in reality he's like 3 times more powerful than a regular human being. Muscle size doesn't correlate to strength, and also Arm wrestling is about strength in very specific areas. It's about forearm flexors, the pronator, the brachialis, brachioradialis. And honestly, this myth is kind of fun, because when you are in a situation where you are beating someone who has 20-inch arms while you look like you've been starving for a month straight, that's pretty amazing if you ask me. Myth number 4 is that you'll break your arm. Now this one actually has some truth to it. Yes, arm breaks do happen, but usually because someone refuses to listen to instruction, twists their arm outside of their shoulder into a pretzel and ignores the fact that biology exists. But if you at least know the basics of not breaking your arm in arm wrestling, the chances of an arm break occurring are much lower. Most arm breaks happen when someone twists into a dangerous position, ignores technique, or tries to push through in a horrible position with pure stubbornness. So no, your arm isn't guaranteed to explode the second you step on an arm wrestling table. But hey, don't take this as any medical advice. I'm a person who was once unable to turn a tap on after a practice. Myth number 5 is that arm wrestling is all about biceps. Someone flexes their biceps and goes, "Oh, I'll be so good at arm wrestling, just look at my BBB. Big boy biceps." But the truth is that biceps are actually just a small part of the sport. Arm wrestling is way more about forearms, hand control and your wrist. Also back and apparently even your glutes.
Ray, before we even start, I have to tell you something. I actually feel it in my pecs and my glutes.
Yeah.
It's a
Great feeling.
I'm so sore.
So if someone with a BBB wants to go arm wrestle you, then make sure to give them a little kiss on the lips and then giving them a quick flash pin right after. Myth number 6 is also very popular. It's that arm wrestling is a drunk or a dumb sport. This one is probably the laziest take because people are used to lumping arm wrestling in to bar challenges and drunk challenges. Oh, arm wrestling, that's just guys slamming their hands on sticky tables after a few beers. Yeah, and darts, that's throwing sharp objects at a board, right? Billiard, that's just putting balls in holes. Wait, in all seriousness, arm wrestling has world championships, strict rules, referees, weight classes, training regimens, and athletes who are literally dedicating their entire life to doing it. So disrespecting it in such a way, I think, is really stupid. It's a legit combat sport requiring insane levels of discipline and skill. So all of these myths, they have to die faster than my current bad haircut. Arm wrestling is deep, it's technical, and it's also very addictive. And if you still think it's a dumb bar sport, then I think you should visit an arm wrestling club sometime. And that's everything from me for today. Thanks a lot for watching.